Okay, let's get right to it. Terminator 6 has a working title, Terminator Dark Fate. Now, this is obviously a play on the there is no fate but what we make for ourselves, that the fate is dark, and it didn't really go very well because every time they seem to beat the Terminator, it comes back. Now, we know that this is Tim Miller who's directing this movie, who did Deadpool, and Jim Cameron is overseeing it. And there were some comments made today that the movie is going to be very female-centric, which looks like there's going to be a female protector-type Terminator. You've got Sarah Connor's back, Linda Hamilton, but you know, there's internet outrage going on today about you know, the female pushing this thing on Terminator now. That's the newest thing. And but I have to say, though, if you look at Jim Cameron's record, he's always had strong female characters in his films. So in essence, the first two films, Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 Judgment Day, were about Sarah Connor. Yeah, John Connor played a role in it, and there was this father-son dynamic a little bit, but it was all about the metamorphosis of and the changing of what happened to Sarah Connor. She was just a girl that was a waitress, and by the end of the first film became this strong woman who wound up overcoming all of her fears. You know, in that one scene where she grabs Michael B. and Kyle Reese and she's like, "On your feet, soldier, on your feet." She gets him up. You know, she started to like take control, and then she killed the T-800 in the hydraulic press. Then in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, she's gone off the deep end. You know, she's in that insane asylum. And the next thing you know, she gets out. She had gone to Mexico. She had gotten explosives. She's like a leader. She's hardcore. And when you look at that, I know Jim Cameron got some flack not too long ago about a comment he made when Wonder Woman came out, when he said you can have strong female characters without sexualizing them. And a lot of people were like, "No, coming down on Jim Cameron, you know, he's why is he hating on Wonder Woman?" If that wasn't what he was saying. If you look at all his movies, Sarah Connor wasn't overly sexualized. Sigourney Weaver in the Alien film that he did, Aliens, the sequel, she wasn't overly sexualized. And then when you look at Rose in Titanic, another strong female character, and you look at all of these movies, even Avatar, all of his films have strong female characters, and you can honestly, in essence, say all of his movies are about strong female characters. And the Terminator and John Connor in Terminator 2 Judgment Day really were the backstory, and the A story was Sarah Connor, because in the end, she became the Terminator of that film, trying to take out Miles Dyson, who, you know, revolutionizes the chip for Cyberdyne, which causes everything to spiral. So I'm not going to be hating on Terminator 6 for its strong female characters in this one, because obviously Arnold is back. And, you know, we've got Linda Hamilton back, and this is a passing of the baton. So I think she's going to die in this film. So far, John Connor doesn't seem to be anywhere to be found. So maybe the events of Terminator 2 Judgment Day stopped Judgment Day at the date they thought, but somehow John Connor died between now and then. I mean, there's so many paradoxes and time traveling things and scenarios that could go on, you know, and I don't think they're going to go the route of Terminator Genesis and make John Connor out to be evil and a Terminator and all that stuff and come back. I think they got better ideas. And if this one is a hop off for a new trilogy, you know, I'm excited, but I'm not going to get on the social justice warriors right now when it comes to this film, because Jim Cameron has always had massively strong female heroines in his films. I like the title Terminator 6, Dark Fate, because it just seems like this is going to be a really dark film. And I think that's what they need to go back to. You know, I'd love to see some really bad Arnolds in this. I mean, it would be nice if I know they brought back the one guy who doubled Arnold in Terminator Genesis, who is the same size and everything. And I always thought that the best thing you could ever do with Arnold was make him a villain again, because that's what made him so good in the first movie. And yeah, everybody loved him in the second one because he was, a good guy, but to keep him always being a good guy was not the way to go. And I liked what they did with that little snippet in Terminator Salvation, making the T-800 evil. And I feel like they probably should have done that with Terminator Genesis and get back to the roots. And yes, we can have a good Terminator, and the bearded Terminator of Arnold in the new one, you can tell there's already pictures of him with battle damage, and you can see the metal through. So we know there's going to be a good guy protector, old man Terminator in this one. But I really hope there's a lot of T-800s wreaking havoc, a young CGI Arnold T-800s just tearing shit up. I think that's the way to go. I think it's going to be dark. I'm excited. I love Deadpool. So as long as there's no comedy in it and there's no forced making Arnold try to smile like they've done in these movies, Jesus, it's terrible. It's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to Terminator 6, Dark Fate. What did you think of the new title? What do you think about the social justice warriors coming out, or the people, the anti-people against the movie right now? Do you think that I'm right when it comes to James Cameron always casting strong female leads? I think he's always been a pioneer with that when it comes to action films and sci-fi. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts? Comment. Let's banter below, and we'll see you on the next one.